News 8 at 6 starts now.
This wicked act of mass murder is pure evil, hard to believe, and frankly, something that is unimaginable.
At least 11 people killed in a shooting at a synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The president commenting on the shooting while in Indianapolis today. Well, we'll share more of his visit in a minute, but first we're following the developing story out of Pittsburgh. The shooting suspect is in custody. He's been identified as 46-year-old Robert Bowers. Police say he made anti-Semitic statements during the shooting. There was a baby naming ceremony going on at the time. Again, at least 11 people were killed. None of the victims were children. Another 6 were injured, including 4 police officers. The officers are expected to be okay, though. Investigators do not believe there is an active threat to the area tonight. On News 8's Jenny Drasler talking with the local Jewish leaders about the attack. She's live now at the congregation of Sha'arei Tefillah Synagogue in Carmel. Now, Jenny, there's some very raw emotion out there tonight.
Yeah, definitely, Julian. Extremely raw emotion. This is a deeply hurtful situation here. I'm told there will actually be extra security here at the synagogue here in Carmel, as well as other synagogues across central Indiana in light of the shooting here in Pittsburgh. They just want to make sure that everybody is safe here in the local Jewish community. Now, I spoke with the Jewish Community Relations Council just moments ago. Assistant Director of the JCRC, David Sklar, says the Jewish community here was deeply hurt after hearing of the shooting, calling the attacks horrific. He was visibly upset and in shock as he spoke about the pain the local Jewish community is feeling.
This issue today, I think, is more about just confronting hate generally, to be aware of how we're treating other people, to be aware of our political rhetoric, how we're communicating with others, and to focus on the things that unite us versus the things that divide us.
Sklar said the attack hit close to home as the shooting comes almost 3 months to the day after the congregation Sha'arei Tefillah Synagogue was targeted with anti-Semitic graffiti, which included Nazi flags. Now, the JCRC did release a statement earlier today about that shooting in Pittsburgh, saying in part, quote, the Indianapolis JCRC, Jewish Federation of Greater Indianapolis, and the entire central Indiana Jewish community is shocked and appalled to learn of the fatal shooting unfolding in a Pittsburgh synagogue. The statement continues saying, we are communicating closely with Indianapolis and Carmel police to make sure our local agencies and synagogues have increased protection. Now, obviously, this is a situation we're going to continue to monitor here very closely here locally. If there are any updates on security measures here in Carmel or other synagogues in central Indiana, we'll be sure to pass those along to you on air and online at our website, wishtv.com. Live in Carmel, Jenny Drasler, Wish TV News 8.
Thanks, Jenny. Vice President Mike Pence, he is weighing in. He was in Las Vegas this morning and called the shooting an evil attack.
What happened in Pittsburgh today was not just criminal. It was evil. An attack on innocent Americans and an assault on our freedom of religion. There is no place in America for violence or anti-Semitism. And this evil must end.
Well, we can tell you that Indiana lawmakers are weighing in as well. They call the shooting disturbing and horrific. You can read full statements from senators and congressmen right now. Just head to wishtv.com. To our other top story tonight, President Donald Trump in Indianapolis to speak at the National FFA Convention. News 8's David Williams has been with the president since he landed, and David, has been a very busy day for you.
It absolutely has. The president just left the airport in Air Force One an hour ago. He talked at the FFA convention for an hour, and he's actually the 6th sitting president to speak at the convention. He spent the first 15 minutes of his speech talking about the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting tragedy and how we must condemn anti-Semitism and evil of any kind. Then he promised money to help farmers in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and the Carolinas hit hard by Hurricane Matthew. The president spoke about trade, recent foreign policy changes, and he says we will help farmers, like being able to send more Indiana food to other nations. The president also spoke about farming education in the U.S.
My administration is expanding apprenticeships. I love that word, the apprentice. apprenticeships, on-the-job training, and vocational education. We are providing more than $1 billion annually to keep vocational education and agriculture education in our public schools. How about that?
We also heard from U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue. He talked about the president's agricultural policy and changes as well. The president ended his speech by inspiring the crowd of thousands of FFA members by telling them the nation needs more leaders and people like them. For now, we are live at Indianapolis International Airport. I'm David Williams, Wish TV, News 8.
Thanks, David. Well, it's been a cloudy start to the weekend, but at least it's a pretty dry one. Now the question is, Randy Alice, will it stay that way today?
Well, I tell you what here, Julian, we had a little break, a little sunshine this afternoon, but we're going to watch out for more rain racing back in here during the day on Sunday. Let's check out the currents right now. Some clouds out there, temperature 51 degrees, humidity 63%, and we do have a northwest wind, coming down about 9 miles an hour. Heading outside this evening, it's going to be a chilly one, but dry by, say, 8 o'clock tonight, 49, 10 o'clock, 47, and at midnight, 44. Sunset here this evening at 6:49. Tomorrow, there's a wind advisory. All these counties here in yellow. Here in central Indiana starts 11 o'clock in the morning, runs until 7 p.m. here come Sunday evening as winds may gust in excess of 40 miles an hour. The satellite radar composite map, the rain we had earlier today, that is east of us. You can see clearing skies back out across Illinois, but there's our clipper, boy. This is racing down across the northern plain states and heading right towards the Ohio Valley. So stay with us here in a few minutes. We'll tell you about the gusty winds on Sunday. We're tracking more rain. We'll kind of time that out. And also here we have the big Halloween forecast. I don't think you're going to like it. We're talking about maybe some heavy rain coming our way midweek here next week. All this coming up in just a few minutes.
Randy, we will see you then. Coming up on News 8 at 6, he fought and died in the Korean War. Today, he's finally being laid to rest. How his family got peace more than 60 years later.